I think we can't understate the fact that buyers and sellers in the middle of a real estate transaction are much greener on things than we assume. And they understand things differently, and they're going through a stressful time. When you're buying selling a home, it's attached to some life event, and I think it's important to know that doesn't always mean that there is it doesn't always mean they're of sound mind sometimes. So I see on every realtor's website talking about the prosecuting home, get pre-approved, get pre-approved, get pre-approved. Do you know that 50% of the borrowers that we see have never been pre-approved before? That's the first thing. And secondly, of the borrowers that we see that we've been pre-approved, they often have done things where, we may have pre-approved them. We had a client recently 4 years ago. And during that time, we've reached out to them. They've ghosted us the whole time. And then, randomly put an offer in. Now, they've communicated to that realtor, hey, we've been pre-approved. Well, we have pre-approved them 4 years ago. So that realtor thinks, oh, well, they said that the Joel Olson mortgage team pre-approved them. They should be good to go. But we haven't taught them 4 years. So they really don't have a pre-approval. And so this affects, this creates disappointment if they're not going to be approved. And secondly, it also does create an experience where things are, we're collecting documents. So the process is longer. And so the most important thing right now is you as a realtor must look at do two things. Every client you have, you want to look at the pre-approval set. Don't worry about the rate or anything like that, but what is the amount and where did it come from? And I would always encourage you, yeah, we love your business. You want to have a conversation with the lender that's done the pre-approval, because the pre-approval often, I know how we do it is we're listing certain situations and conditions. It may have been null and void. It may have been that pre-approval may have been issued before there's been a qualifying rate increase. All these things are factors that may not be communicated through a letter. And so if you're hearing that secondhand, you may have an approval that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And so, you have to look at that and you have to talk to the person. If you don't have that, you really do have a situation where you don't know if that person has been pre-approved. Now, that you may never find it out. You may find that like the whole transaction was stressful and things had to happen that clients didn't expect. But, having that information is really important. Now, our team, we have our clients sign a consent that we can communicate anything we want to their realtor partner. So we can always give them a really raw look on, hey, this is the issues we're expecting. This is how they are pre-approved and all those types of things. And so that is very, very important. Pre-approvals are really only live for about 6 weeks right now with how the qualifying test is changing. So the tip, and so important, look at the pre-approval and talk to the person that's doing the pre-approval. And then I see so many realtors today putting out, get a rate hold, get a rate hold. A rate hold is just that, holding a rate. The vast majority of rate holds, clients do not look, or lenders do not look at their documents, their income, their down payment. It means virtually nothing. And you may have had someone tell you, that's as good as gold. They're lying to you. It's not true. Those have not been viewed on the income, and they're not a sure thing. Because, even if someone's putting less than 20% down, that goes to insurance. So even if the lender is okay with everything, that's a different story. So look at those pre-approvals, talk to the person. You will save yourself a bundle of cash and a bundle of things. Now, when I do a pre-approval too, I also put in the pre-approval, these are some things that you could do to increase your pre-approval. So, that's important as well. If we can help you with anything, if you have a client that they've told you they've been pre-approved, because the other last thing I'd leave you with, so many pre-approvals are self-generated. You go into a bank like CIBC and clients in the bank didn't look at anything. It's self-generated. It looks really good. It's not even the bank's fault, but that is not a legitimate pre-approval. They may easily turn that down. And we hear stories like that every single day. So if you have a client that you don't know what their pre-approval is, they've told you they're pre-approved, but you haven't been able to touch them, send them our way. We'd love to help them.